Okay, we'll start with what's going on in Nevada, because like this shouldn't take too
Okay,
long.
that's when it hits close to home. Yeah, Nevada is now California.
We're Cali Junior.
Cali Jr. Yeah, son of California. It's pretty fucking sad that
Yeah,
our governor has decided that now's the time where I need to institute face coverings to be mandatory. And you get a day and a half to figure it out.
yeah. He gave what did you
30,
say? Yeah.
31 and a half hours
Uh,
from the time he officially had that speech, the conference,
mhm.
to when it's established.
You know, he had it yesterday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you for that. You know, if you're a business owner, that kind of like. By the way, if you're a personal like if you're an individual citizen, you will not be punished. So no criminal charges for individuals.
The one specific thing is that it differs it from other states like California is that there are punitive fines for you if you do not follow this executive order, like how Gavin Newsom does it. In this time, Sisolak says you will not get a fine, but business owners shall be fined if they allow non-masked people inside their establishments.
Yeah, that's a little.
That's
insidious.
objectively worse.
Yeah, I would actually say that that's kind of criminal in itself.
Yeah, that's objectively. I would rather take that fine and get a lawyer and do some civil liberty fighting, even if I'm really on the back leg. Like, don't get a leg to stand on. That's fine. I'll do it myself. But punishing business owners, and it's not going to be it's going to be ginormous.
Yeah, it's
The fine for serving someone underage for the bar is 10 G's.
holy
And
shit.
that's a pure at the end of the day. Hopefully, it's always just an accident. That's $10,000. So what's the fine gonna be for a business who also is broke as a joke right now, hasn't been able to make money for the past 3 months, just got started, a couple weeks ago, and can only have half the customers. And if they let somebody without a mask in, they might get fucked by the government.
Yeah, in classic Sisolak fashion, he gave out no numbers, so we don't know what the fines are or how they'll
Actually,
be
he gave out
administered.
nothing except do what I
Yeah.
tell you to do,
He gave out nothing except for wear a mask in public spaces.
or else.
Yeah, or else. So no timeline on it. Obviously, he did it on the fly. Which my question to that is because his biggest campaign donor was MGM Resorts. 4th of July is a week from this Saturday.
4th of July is gonna be some pretty fucking hot shit. Hopefully, economically.
Yeah, but we'll see. Okay, this whole who wants to come to Vegas if you have to wear a mask in public? Like, that sounds gay as fuck. Like, I would not do that if I didn't live in Vegas.
Yeah, no, and I think the sad thing is that we were all kind of freaky deaky in February and March. We're like, oh man, this sounds like some serious shit we're getting into. We have no information. Man, maybe this face mask might not be a bad idea. Now we've learned a lot in the past couple months. The WHO and the CDC have flippity-flopped on whether
Yeah,
you wear a mask, don't wear a mask. It's actually facial coverings might be detrimental to you. Definitely wear a mask for everyone else, for the old people. Asymptomatic people basically cannot transfer. It's been flip-floppity. So now, 3 months later, now's when, hey guys, wear a mask. That's wearing a condom at a fucking baby shower.
Yeah.
It's a little too late for that bullshit.
It's also kind of weird too that we don't know who he's consulting about this. Like he's not citing anybody. She's like, "Hey, wear a mask."
Yeah, yeah. We definitely know who the people. I don't even know if they're on the coronavirus team anymore, but we know who those experts are. We know them. They're household names now. Who the fuck is Sisolak talking to?
Jim Murn, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a businessman. That's fine.
I'm gonna guess that this didn't come from Murren.
No, exactly. But is he talking to the chief physician at UMC? That's probably a smart person.
Yeah, that would be a good guy to
right.
cite.
I would be like, oh, he or she who runs UMC. Well, it's a fucking big ass hospital, so that that asshole might know a thing or two.
Yeah.
Maybe we should listen to him. Who is he talking to?
Can you imagine if he's like, well, at dinner, my nephew, he goes to
He goes
UC
to-
Berkeley, and he said that it was a good idea to wear a
No.
mask.
My nephew goes to Joe Schmo Middle School, and his teacher told him, and I thought that was a great idea. So, my great nephew, he's 9 years old. He's a really smart child.
He very briefly also mentioned in that press conference, he's like, I was, photographed having dinner with my family without a face mask, and I do apologize for that. Like, people are, like, photographing Sisolak whenever, because he's been at, like, Walgreens and stuff, and they'll take a picture, it's like, where's your mask, bud? Like, you're encouraging
Bro,
masks.
dude, let's do that. Let's go find where Sisolak is and just make
He's
sure.
in Carson City.
Oh yeah,
That's a hike, man.
I forgot that. Or where's the representation in that? So far, I don't feel represented. 200 miles away in some spit of Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, neither do I personally, but the Capitol was founded
In
yeah,
but 1860,
whatever.
Yeah, we're bad Nevadans, but 1862.
It's
It was
two or
during
three.
It was during the Civil War.
Yeah, Battleborn.
Yeah, 1865, 1860. Yeah, I don't know.
I just know
I didn't take Nevada history in college. All right, I know it's
Yeah.
fucking. I know there's more gold in Nevada than there is in California, but we're called the Silver State because whatever.
because we're always second to California.
Yeah, basically, I don't
Cali
know. Fucking
Junior.
yeah,
So yeah, that's pretty dumb.
pretty dumb.
I was addicted to going out when we were allowed to do
Bro,
this.
we were addicted to going out because like the shackles were off.
Yeah,
Now,
it was amazing.
now there's some more shackles put back on. It's like,
Yeah. Feeling
okay,
a little sad.
maybe I'll turn into a little bit of a hermit now because
Yeah.
everything's gay.
Just gonna try
Thanks.
to like lure people like here. Like, hey, I got some Bud Light Orange. You want to hang out? Like,
Hey.
yeah, dangle it out. Like,
Speaking of dangling
oh
things
yeah, this
out,
is a great transition.
ooh, let's talk about Chop, Tom.
Chop, yeah, our favorite subject in the news always.
Chop Chaz.
It's supposedly phasing out. We'd mentioned it last episode. Apparently Jenny Durkin can't keep skating this one like just by doing nothing.
Well, I mean, here's what the calamity has gotten to a point right now. As of, I believe, was it 25th? Yeah, yes, today, 2 hours ago, this article written. Capitol Hill businesses sue Seattle over the handling of Chop.
Good.
Finally. Yeah, if I had a
That's bullshit.
if I had a business in that area, even close to it, because I'm sure everything ancillary to the region of Chop has got fucked too, I'm suing the city of Seattle. Fuck you.
Yeah, what am I
What
paying
am I
taxes
paying
for?
you
Like,
fuckers for? My property, to my rent, all this bullshit I pay out the ass to have my business here, and I try to do very hard to be successful, and this bullshit happens, and what the fuck do you do for me? In fact, I have all these punitive damages done against me. All this stuff has happened to me now.
and I paid protection money to Raz.
Right.
Like,
So who's gonna rectify that for me? Fuck you. Dozens. So full class action lawsuits probably happening against
Good.
the state of Seattle, the city of Seattle, state of Seattle,
the city state
It's
of
the city
Seattle.
state of Seattle.
Let's go Greek on them.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing happening. The police are coming back to the precinct.
They
In Capitol
said
Hill.
it, but it's like, again, they're pussyfooting around it. It's not like a takeover, which would be amazing. It would look like Dark Knight Rises, but instead, she's trying to
It's
get
like
them
the walk of shame. Like, go back to work. But.
It's like everybody just peacefully come out. We have these homeless resources.
Come on, come here, buddy. I'll give you a can of beans.
Yeah, we got
Come here.
non-perishables and blankies for you.
Yeah,
Like, just come
on.
out.
I'll give you a really cheap tent from China, a nice sleeping bag from India.
Like, come on, yours probably pretty disgusting now. Like, trade up.
Right.
So that's her strategy.
Well, I know the Chaz of Raz.
Raz of Chaz.
Raz of Chaz is apparently still a part of everything.
Okay.
He's still doing something because he spoke with city council. I don't know, these characters that are apparently running Seattle.
These clowns.
Yeah, the attendance in Chaz has basically gone down the basement.
No, so Raz said.
Raz, yeah,
Okay.
and that it's gonna look like it's just gonna fall apart, just all
I mean,
by itself.
I mean, who saw that coming?
No, right?
Um,
Who could have known?
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I listened to ABC a little like this morning.
It's a good song.
Yeah, right.
ABC.
Yeah, pre-pedo Michael. Anyway, not the point, and that's also a very debatable topic. But okay. Anyway, though,
Listen to ABC.
yeah. So ABC, it's like they talk about Chop / Chaz as if it were like how like far leftists will talk about the Soviet Union, like, oh, it just started with such a good idea and then it was ruined. It's like that, watching that, but in like a little petri dish.
Yeah.
So like the unifying, peaceful message just isn't there anymore. I'm like, you're shitting me. Like,
Well, no. So I found it right here that they want to take it take the struggle virtually. That our mission has been completed. We've done what we wanted to do.
what they do?
I don't know.
Besides,
I don't know.
turn 6 blocks of Seattle into
Into-
a homeless shelter.
Right, to dog shit. Yeah. Yeah, but the gloriful Emperor Raz has acknowledged that protesters have drawn attention from critics, and that a lot of people, he says, a lot of people are going to leave. In fact, a lot of people already left. Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, there've been 4 separate shootings in Chop, so that's why this has all been stirred up. Is that people have been shot and killed in Chaz, and there's no police. In fact, that they've been criticizing that they let somebody like bleed to death, but they also didn't let the police or ambulances
Yeah.
in to Chop to
Uh-huh.
help grab that person for half an hour. So what did you want to happen?
it's inhibiting the help and then blaming them
Right, for
it
not helping.
Yeah.
So fuck you, and also fuck you.
It's Chop, baby.
It's Chop,
Rules
baby.
don't apply.
Points don't matter.
So that's like, it's just the funniest social experiment. Like, I'm definitely always gonna smile when I hear Chop or Chaz.
Don't be sad that don't be sad that it ended. Be happy that it happened.
And I am.
I'm
definitely.
happy that it happened.
So, we might be saying, by the next time we record, we might be saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
To- Our beloved social experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's Chop. And right now, it's not even the biggest thing right now. What else, what do you got, Tom?
So, do you want to address like the elephant in the room? It's COVID, baby.
The Rona.
Yeah, we've been seeing a bunch of spikes nationwide. A lot of what major media outlets like to focus on is like Arizona, Florida, and Texas, who all have this like weird thing in common where they're
Called Freedom.
all
it's real-
governed by Republicans, which Texas has. They've paused the reopening because they've had a huge spike.
Yeah,
in
Governor
cases.
Abbott, and only for certain cities.
Yeah,
Only for certain areas, he selected off for those places too. And the only thing that I've read that's very serious is that he's recanceled elective surgeries just so there's a buffer zone of beds.
okay, that's wise.
So as far as I can understand, it's nothing too serious, and he's paused the phasing.
And if you want the elective surgeries, just go to like. Hopefully, they offer those in like a smaller area.
Right. And yeah, or travel to places that's not affected. If you really want that surgery and it's in your insurance, like just go somewhere else.
Mm.
Yeah, these certain places in Texas are being cordoned off a little more than others. Which maybe that's how that should have gone.
Yeah. Wait. You mean response is appropriate to the population density?
What? No, I didn't say that.
No, one size fits all.
No.
It is getting mentioned, but not as much. Is that L.A. County has seen like a 60% spike in new cases,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. California is number 2 in the power rankings now.
Congratulations.
Good job.
And people are trying to figure out reasons for this. I think that part of the reason is the fact that since so many people, and we saw this in New York a little bit, since California was so strict on their lockdowns and so few people were interacting with one another, but COVID still existed in California. So now that everybody's like been out a little bit, like they've been prime picking, like there's no immunity.
Well, that's the one thing that New York found is that 6% of the new coronavirus cases in the last month or so have been for people that definitely were social distancing, hardcore,
Yeah.
staying in their homes. So what did that accomplish?
It just delayed the inevitable, apparently.
I mean, I always look over to, what was it? Is it Sweden or is it Switzerland that didn't have any lockdown at all? Sweden.
Yeah.
And their numbers are below our, obviously, it's a tiny country compared to ours.
Yeah.
But percentage-wise, per capita is lower than ours, and they did almost nothing. I think
it was very minimal restrictions.
I think they established like more hand washing and hygiene rules, and maybe they pushed face masks, but that's about it. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't even close down schools.
They didn't close down
They
anything.
didn't close down
They
restaurants
didn't
or
close
bars.
down anything. They said, "Hey, be more proactive
Man.
with yourself." Hey, be more responsible.
Hey,
Oh,
weird.
If you tell me, okay, I'll be more responsible. Okay, but you didn't make me more responsible. You didn't force anything out of me. Okay, it's it's a surprising time when you can claim that Sweden's the leader of civil rights.
I mean, they're a good country.
Good country.
I mean,
Right.
I wish that Greta Thunberg would have talked about it.
Yeah.
But we're also seeing spikes in other places that had similar numbers to us. If you exclude New York City, like Germany or Canada, they're both seeing spikes, which is inevitable when you kind of lock down and then let people out. Like, we should have just done a really strict lockdown for a few weeks.
All right, Eric.
Paraphrasing Brett Weinstein.
Which, I mean, we don't know the validity of China's numbers, but China's went full dictatorship level, oppression level for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, if the numbers are false, then they're pieces of shit. But if the numbers are true, then that means it worked. If the coronavirus is actually real, and we're really going to talk about this, and that may have worked. But the argument of civil liberties in the U.S. stopped us from being able to do a full-on lockdown like that.
And I am seeing people argue for collectivism and authoritarianism, which kind of makes me facepalm a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm it's a trade-off that I'm personally willing to make for having civil liberties. I certainly don't want to live in China. There's a reason why I continue to live in the U.S. of A.
And enjoy it every single day.
Yeah. So another thing with COVID, and we've been discussing the swift lockdown. It's that the goalposts are continually moving, though. We don't people keep saying trust the experts, but the experts can't make up their minds.
This is the thing we were talking for the longest time. Before it was flatten the curve, because the first argument was we're all going to get it.
Yeah, that was the initial argument.
Let's make sure that our healthcare industry will not collapse over too much, cases.
Yeah, we were all okay. That's reasonable.
It's already going to happen. Dr. Burks, we're going to have 2 million people die, but we got to make sure that they die slowly instead of quickly.
Yeah, we can't have them all die at once.
Right.
It has to be staggered.
Great. Okay, that makes sense. So we got to make sure that we spread this out longer, so it's not as extreme. There's no intense points where everything falls apart. Then now we have to wait for a vaccine. Well, that's an if. There are no proven vaccines. You don't have to work for 18 months and then it happens. That's an if it happens.
And it's probably going to be 2 years.
God, or never.
Yeah.
Or never. I mean, there's many diseases that we've worked for a long time and it just never happened.
You can't hedge your bets on that.
Right. It's a total gamble. Now, I don't even know what the goalpost is now.
I think it's COVID is a thing unless Joe Biden gets elected and then it disappears and it's great.
Well, I mean, Joe Biden will probably cure it. He'll have the secrets and know-how.
Somewhere in that muddled mess of a brain.
Somewhere.
You can pick it out. Oh, man, that's
right now. Speaking of New York, the good governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is now talking shit and to other states, saying that they did a bad job.
You're shitting me.
No, yep. They played with politics with the virus and you lost. That's a quote.
From the guy who has the highest death toll.
Yeah, who's doing the
country.
worst.
Oh,
who asked for 40,000 ventilators and didn't need them. Who needed all of this money. Who is going to need the New York budget to be bailed out. Yeah.
Those who live in glass houses really shouldn't throw stones.
Come on. Come on, bro. Yeah,
that's
and he
hilarious.
Names Ron DeSantis and
why is he talking shit
Abbott.
to DeSantis?
Yeah.
DeSantis has a very similar sized population with a fraction of the death toll.
Yeah. Well, Florida's terrible.
Yeah, Ron DeSantis, Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Yeah.
That's funny and sad all at once.
It's all at once. I know.
Yeah, and did we mention it last episode about the Trump rally, how certain media outlets, News Weekly, I think was the one that we were talking about, where they had an article about staffers at the Trump rally test positive corona, and then the article right below it was no conclusive evidence that the protests spread COVID-19.
Oh yeah, the double think now is getting to a fever pitch. Is that I feel like the media just chooses and they had the corona. They have, but then they don't have the corona. They're safe. They're good. They're good. Yeah, don't worry about it. Because at this point now, can you even call it protesting anymore?
I wouldn't use
what
that
are we
word.
protesting for?
Dude, police defund the police.
I don't.
Reform, baby.
What happened to George? No one's even saying George Floyd anymore.
One person is
Who?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. Thanks,
She,
thanks Nance.
Yeah, she said that Republicans are quote unquote trying to
Erase. Yeah.
yeah,
that's
cover
right.
up George Floyd's death.
They,
Which,
they want to get away with murder. Actually,
Yeah.
they want to get away with murder because Republicans murdered George
yeah,
Floyd.
the GOP killed George Floyd.
I thought it was a shitty cop in Minneapolis.
Yeah, which isn't that kind of weird that most of these like shooting, like killing of unarmed like black men, take place in in areas that are governed or like run by Democrats? Isn't that kind of a weird coincidence?
It's almost like they do it on purpose. Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no crazy cop on black crime explosions in Republican places.
I mean, I guess the counter argument could be that there's less African Americans who live in those areas. But at the same time, like, okay, like, when was the last time you heard of a shooting in like Phoenix?
It's shooting here.
Hold on. You guys, I can't really hear you. Is it the wire again?